everybody. Thank you for joining today's webinar for our traditional BSN program. My name is Kyle Taylor, and I'm an academic advisor with the School of Nursing here at U of M-Flint. All right, so if you are looking into the field of nursing, I'm sure some of these stats probably aren't that surprising to you. The national statistics for median salary is around that $93,000 mark. Best paid 10% at that 129. The lowest paid 10% around 61,000. And it has a 6% projected job growth, which is actually consistent with the national average. Here in Michigan, we're kind of in the average as well, around that $80,000 mark. So I'm sure you have a lot of options when you're looking at a BSN RN program. So what separates U of M-Flint from some of the other schools out there? So the first thing is accreditation. Okay, so when you're looking at colleges, they're all going to say accredited, and your question should always be accredited by who? Here at the U of M School of Nursing and U of M in general, we carry the Higher Learning Commission accreditation, which is a regional accreditation, and the program specifically carries a CCNE accreditation as well. These are two things that you really want to see in a nursing program. We have opportunities here for direct admission. These are more related to high school students. Basically, if you have a 3.0 or higher minimum cumulative high school GPA, you are eligible for the on-campus interview and writing portion. And if accepted, essentially it's just completing the prereqs and you're already accepted into the program. We have multiple undergraduate nursing certificate options as well, which we'll cover at a little later here in a couple slides. Also, similar to direct admission, but early assurance into our MSN and DNP programs. While we can't really do a study abroad type of system here because we need you here on campus and in the clinical settings, we do have service learning opportunities as well, which is kind of like a smaller version of study abroad. Personalized course plans. That is a very large part of my job here as an academic advisor, is developing essentially a roadmap, if you will, from the start of your degree all the way through completion. We refer to those as a course plan or my degree plan. First time NCLEX pass rates above the national average, around the 87 and 90% passing mark. And faculty that still practice in the field, which is also something that you hopefully want to see in a nursing program. It's nice knowing that your faculty are still out in the field and staying current with healthcare policies, healthcare technologies, and just the changing job markets. So the admission criteria for our traditional BSN program. So it is a competitive, holistic application process. Essentially, the minimum passing grade for all of our prereqs and nursing courses is a 2.0, a C minimum for, again, prereqs and the nursing courses themselves. It's a minimum 2.75 combined science prerequisite course GPA and a 2.5 combined non-science prerequisite GPA. If those two criteria are met, you're then invited into campus to do the writing requirement and interview with our nursing faculty. Regarding those science prerequisites, again, a minimum of a cumulative 2.75. It is going to be the Bio 167, A&P 1, Bio 168, A&P 2, Chemistry 150 and 151. Non-science prerequisite courses, again, a minimum 2.5 cumulative GPA. English 111, English 112, Intro to Nursing, Nursing 110, Psych 100, and NSC 209. There are some stipulations regarding biology credits. You'll see in the finer print down below there. Biology 135 micro, A&P 1, A&P 2. These do have a 10-year, essentially an expiration, if you will. So this is where, speaking to your advisor really comes in handy because yes, while those classes can expire, those credits, we can actually grandfather them in depending on the date that you've taken pathophysiology, the grade you received there. So there are some intricacies there when it comes to the biology expiration date. Again, that's why you have your advisor here at U of M to make sure that you are getting your credits applied in the correct manner and that you're on track to graduate in your expected time frame. All right, once you are through the prerequisite phase, this is what you're hopefully vying for. This is the core curriculum. This is our new curriculum that was effective last fall, 2024. There are two entry points into the program. We have a preclinical admission and a clinical admission. Preclinical is almost like an early assurance. Again, it's not necessarily the core curriculum yet or the clinical phase, essentially applying to the program before the clinical phase getting that acceptance, and then completing your final prerequisites, typically being microbiology, NSC 100, patho, and nutrition, which is semester one, preclinical admission. From there, that is when your clinicals start. The clinical admit would be semester two. And semester in the first clinical admission, semester two has one clinical day, whereas all of the following semesters will have two clinical days. And they are essentially any day of the week, any shift, once you're in semesters 3 through 6. All of our clinical locations and partners are within 60 miles of the Flint campus. As you can see, it's a pretty busy curriculum. On any given week, you're going to have, again, multiple clinical days, days in class, exams, regular homework, simulation labs, and then life in general. So yes, it is a rather busy program, but there's a lot to cover over these 5 or 6 semesters. You'll see that there are additionally some electives that are needed as well, an additional 5 credits in nursing electives, and you can see they are specified there. We also have our application open now for winter 2026, and the prior deadline for that application is going to be September 15th. Again, the application for winter 2026. All right. So again, more related to the high school seniors here, but the nursing direct admission to our traditional BSN program for eligible high school seniors, essentially it's a 3.0 GPA or higher. If you meet that criteria, you're invited to campus for the on-campus interview with nursing faculty and a writing sample. You work directly with your nursing advisor. All courses must be completed here at U of M-Flint once you're accepted to the program. The exceptions to these are your advanced placement, early college, dual enrollment, or any 13th grade college coursework, if you will. And then you must maintain a 3.0 cumulative GPA while you're here at U of M-Flint to maintain in the direct admission program. We have several options for certificates as well to add to your bachelor's degree. We have an undergraduate in nursing, leadership, and management, undergraduate nursing case management, and undergraduate nursing and healthcare informatics. These programs or these additional certificates are offered fully online. Whereas some of our other certificate options, the undergraduate sexual assault nurse and examiner, or SANE, graduate healthcare simulation, and postgraduate certificates in adult gerontology and psychiatric mental health and nurse practitioner certificate do have on-campus components as well. And again, similar to a direct admission, we have early assurance into our master's in the science of nursing and the doctoral of nursing practitioner. Essentially, as you make your way through the BSN here, if you maintain a 3.5 or higher, you are offered a early admission to either of these programs. You'll see the contact information for Julie there as well, and our website. Okay, again, similar to a study abroad situation, we have a smaller, a little faster and more friendly to a nursing program version of it. It's referred to as service learning. Essentially, this is where the School of Nursing and the campus in general, we hold different canned food drives. We do like personal hygiene products and care products. And then we send a group of our students to an area that could use some assistance. And essentially they will go there and distribute these goods, hold small seminars on, again, personal hygiene, on first aid, basically some life skills for areas that could use additional support. Some common frequently asked questions. So how long does the nursing program typically take to complete? That is a difficult question to answer depending on the student. There are many nuances to this. As a general rule of thumb, prerequisite phase, you're looking at 2 or 3 semesters due to the sequence of your science classes. The science classes start with Anatomy and Physiology 1 into Anatomy and Physiology 2, and then finally Pathophysiology. So you're looking at 3 semesters right there if you're not transferring in any of those biology classes. Along with your prerequisites, you will have some general ed coursework and various electives as well. And once admitted to the program, it is 5 or 6 semesters, depending on if you go to the preclinical admission or clinical admission. And this is a fall, winter only program. How many students do you admit each year, and how many students apply to each application cycle? Typically, we admit up to 56 students for every fall and winter in the traditional program, meaning that it is a dual application program. Essentially, and only 56 per fall for the accelerated program. This may vary based on the applicant pools, but we've been hanging around that 56 number for quite a few years now. The state of Michigan and the Board of Nursing limits our annual seats to the pre-licensure program to 176. So that's all 3 applicant pools. When more qualified students apply than we have seats, candidates may be granted alternate seats in an event that a seat does open up. Things do change. And typically 60 to 70 students apply to our traditional program every fall and winter, and approximately 80 to 90, sometimes 100 for the accelerated program each fall. You can apply through our website. Prospective students can be admitted for fall, winter, or spring or summer. When it comes to the prerequisite phase, classes are offered every semester. Students apply to the nursing core curriculum after successful completion of 4 program prerequisites, including at least 2 science courses, one of which must be a biology course. Students must have a minimum GPA of a 2.75 in all the nursing science prerequisites combined, again, a cumulative GPA, and a minimum GPA of a 2.5 cumulatively in all non-science prerequisites as well. And again, the standard minimum for passing is going to be a C. Students can take up to 1 year off without having to readmit to the nursing program, which does happen for a number of reasons. All nursing prerequisite courses must be successfully completed prior to the beginning of semester 1 in the nursing program. You cannot have concurrent prerequisites going while you are accepted to the program. They must be completed first. Can you transfer courses in? Yes, of course. We actually have a transfer database here. They're already pre-approved courses, so long as the passing grade, they essentially come right over. And the link for that is found right there, the 3rd bullet. How much does it cost? Again, a very difficult question to answer depending on the student, what classes they brought in, scholarship opportunities, a lot of nuances there. That's why we have the link posted. One that always kind of gives me a bit of a laugh, is this degree a University of Michigan degree? Yes, of course it is. Whether you went to Ann Arbor, Dearborn, or Flint, you are considered a U of M graduate. Graduates of all 3 campuses have the same alumni benefits, networking, employment opportunities, things of that nature. Application-wise, it's www.umflint.edu/apply. The application is free and it is good for 1 year. Typically, unless you're a traditional freshman student, you're going to click on the transfer button. You're going to create an account and apply as a pre-nursing student to the prerequisite part of the program. Once you apply, if you have any college transcripts, all college transcripts, wherever you've attended must be sent to U of M-Flint. We have our mailing address here. Most colleges, though, do electronic transfer, which we suggest. It is typically safer and more secure and faster. Have those sent directly to our admissions office, admissions.flint@umich.edu. After you're admitted, essentially you're going to look to our nursing site and book an appointment with an advisor. Again, some various links for tuition and scholarships. And our advisors are here. We essentially break up our caseload by the first letter of your last name. Alyssa Myers handles A through F, Monica Wilichowski handles G through N, and myself handle O through Z. All of our contact information as well. Again, feel free to contact us with any questions or concerns. This presentation and slideshow will be emailed to you as long as you filled out the RSVP link. And if you did not, please send a private message to an advisor in Zoom or head to our School of Nursing part of the website and use one of our email addresses there. And as always, go blue.